when Prince Anu, aka Brahma, challenged Alalu for the throne in a wrestling match. Alalu was defeated. Brahma became king of Nibiru. Alalu quietly took a spaceship and sneaked off the planet Nibiru towards planets beyond the Hammered Bracelets asteroid belt. On reaching Earth, Alalu sent a message to Nibiru that he found gold, and he could save their planet from destruction. Aka Shiva, first son of Anu, Brahma, left to Earth from Nibiru. He traversed through asteroid belt using sophisticated water cannons, which he designed himself. 50 astronauts including Shiva were on the spaceship. Anzu was the spacecraft commander. Anzu, commander of spacecraft, alerted that much of the water carried by ship was used up. Water supplied to cool engines was to be replenished. Otherwise rest of journey was impossible to make. After crossing asteroid belt, first planet they came across was Mars. Anunnakis first landed on Mars before coming to Earth. Mars 450,000 years ago. Mars was a beautiful planet with blue skies and plenty of water. With snow-white polar caps, it was a sight to behold. They filled up their water tanks in ship and started towards Earth. Shiva aka and his 50 astronauts landed in the marshes of Persian Gulf. Shiva and his men constructed a settlement made of clay bricks, used reeds as roofing material and surrounded the settlement with cut-down trees as fencing. He named the place Eridu, meaning home in the far-away land. Shiva and his men mined for gold in waters of Persian Gulf for almost 4,000 years. Even their own planet Nibiru completed one circuit around the by this time, that is 3,600 years. But hardly enough gold was collected during this period for it to be sent back home. When enough gold was collected, first batch of consignment was carried out from Earth to Nibiru by gallant pilot Abigail. He braved through the asteroid belt, with no weapons for deterrent or water jets which they used the first time around. He reached Nibiru, circling it to slow down, and entered its atmosphere. He did amidst thousands of cheering crowd. Anu himself was there to welcome him. In the capital city of Nibiru, Agade, scientists smashed and powered the gold. They sent ships high into their atmosphere and sprinkled as dust. The method seemed to work. Slowly the breach in the atmosphere seemed to heal itself. This brought great joy in the hearts of Nibirians. But alas, there was not enough gold to heal the atmosphere completely. They pondered about this problem. Nibirians, after contemplating on the problem, came to a conclusion that more manpower and bigger equipment were needed to mine gold on Earth. They sent 600 new astronauts to Earth. Out of 600 astronauts who came from Nibiru, 200 were stationed in Mars. They were called the Igigi Watchers. They were to maintain an outpost or way station for ships and equipments, going to and fro from Earth to Nibiru. Marduk aka Genshaw, first son of Enki, Shiva, was the leader of Ajigi on station Mars. He was very concerned about the condition the Ajigis were living in. He complained about the boredom that they were experiencing. He feared just like him Ajigis will spend their youth on Mars, never having a chance to have a wife and raising family. When Marduk was getting married to a maiden named Supanit, his comrades, the 200 Igigis, accompanied him to Earth to attend his wedding. The 200 astronauts Igigi were totals enchanted by number of fair and beautiful maidens, who were at the wedding. They decided to take one maiden each as their wife. But they feared and knew their high command in Anunnaki will not allow them to do this deed. so only way was to rape them and take them by force. According to Anunnaki law, when you take a woman by force and rape them, the punishment is death, or you have to marry that maiden and accept her as your wife. So Aegigis waited till the wedding was over, and raped 200 maidens. When Anunnaki Aegigis copulated with human women, though they were both genetically compatible, but were of different species, their offspring children grew into giants. Late in the 19th century, a crossbreeding was conducted between lions and tigers, though they are genetically similar but of different species. Their offspring, called liger, is heavier and bigger than both their parents, that is lion and tiger. The liger is often believed to represent the largest known cat in the world. Males reach a total length of 3 to 3.6 meters, 9.8 to 11.8 feet, which means that they rival even large male lions and tigers in length. Anunnaki Aegigis and human women gave birth to giants, who were of 25 to 30 feet tall. These giants had insatiable appetite. They ate voraciously, and caused large-scale destruction to farmlands, and domestic cattle maintained by humans. They were unstoppable because of their size and strength. Humans on Earth were threatened by them, sometimes due to their hunger they ate even human beings. Something had to be done to contain, or control them. Giants established their own city, called it Iram. Located in Rabu el Khaliah, known as Empty Quarter, which is in vast deserts that today exists between Saudi Arabia and United Arab Emirates. Iram is considered as Atlantis of sands, and its reputation as a city of evil and where genesis of magic began. Their leader was Shaddad bin Ad. He was a ruthless ruler and leader of watchers. Iram was called City of Lizard People, their cult of Cthulhu the Old One, and the City of Watchers. In the book Akbar al-Zaman by al-Masudi, the city was inhabited by giants, who could uproot trees with one hand. They built huge city Iram, with high ceilings, spires and pillars that reached the sky. They were technologically superior, and conquered all of Arabia. Anunnaki split into two groups and established themselves at two different planets. Anunnaki headed by Enki and Enlil and their human beings stayed on Earth. Anunnaki Aegigis or Watchers with their human wives settled on Mars. Structures built on Mars and Earth are identical because they were both built by Anunnakis. Aegigi built the structures on Mars, and Anunnaki built the structures on Earth. We can clearly see the similarities in architecture, tradition, style of construction, and even similarities in geographical location and environment in which these similar structures were built. These structures both on Earth and Mars came from the same civilization, that is Anunnakis. On Mars, Anunnaki Aegigis and their offsprings, giants, built a huge city in Cydonia. Astronauts Aegigis were done with the forsaken planet like Mars, which was alien to them. They wanted to return to Nibiru, along with their human wives and giant children. This did not go well with the Anu, the king of Nibiru. He at any cost did not want any alien species to set foot on Nibiru soil, especially knowing the destructive nature of giants, who were the children of Aegigi. After many negotiations and warnings to Aegigis, first interplanetary war happened between Anunnakis. Aegigis thought it was their birthright to return to home planet, and fought back gallantly. Nibirians, when had enough, and wanted to stop this uprising, used nuclear weapons on Mars. Nuclear explosion stripped already thin atmosphere of Mars of its layers. Those who survived after the war were sent on scout ships to find a new planet to settle, and they stripped all ties with their home planet Nibiru. Few escaped to Earth, and even today spend their lives in hiding, and keep a low profile under the radar. For this Earth is still a part of Anu's kingdom, a part of Nibiru Empire. Giorgio Tsoukalos and David Hatcher Childress, whom I admire the most, and respect for their research on alien culture. With their permission, I beg to differ when it comes to Mars. They are totally wrong about the civilization on Mars. And human beings did not come from Mars. This is where Ancient Aliens documentary is wrong. Mankind never came from Mars. Nephilim, Egigis came from Mars to Earth. Nephilim, Egigis took human women from Earth to Mars. Descendants of giants and Nephilim still live on Mars. Descendants of Nephilim and giants still live on Earth. Mars has blue skies just like Earth. Mars has breathable atmosphere.